Ready?
I don't know. I was all into it, and then I didn't feel like you had a lot of energy. I'm just reflecting what you're putting out, bro. Are you melancholy today? Are you sad?
Just trying to be professional.
So are you gonna start being professional on day 98? That's a great day to start to be professional. Is it 99? Wow, time flies. What did professionals accomplish? They built the Titanic. Noah wasn't a professional. Look how that worked out. Hello, adventure. You know, just don't post information, tell a story. You see, information, all that will do is educate, but stories, they inspire people to take action. It's the difference between head knowledge and heart knowledge. Information is just for the brain, but stories, that's for our heart. The next time you take a picture and you're at this gorgeous view, you know what, don't do what I see all the time, which is, hey, I am at this location. Okay, that's just information. Tell a story. I took a picture the other day and I thought, you know what does that picture mean to me? You know, that picture, it meant something to me. And what it meant is that don't make decisions while you're in a valley. There was times in my life where I got good advice to not make a decision while I was in the valley. Wait till I kept climbing the mountain and don't give up and keep climbing. And that was a life lesson for me that really changed my life. And I could have just posted that, hey, I was over here on this mountain, or I could say, this is a story. And that story came from my heart, and so it spoke to other people's hearts. Your posts are not information. Your posts need to be stories. And you see, the great thing is that everything can tell a story. I think when I say story, you're thinking, oh man, I gotta develop these characters and I gotta write this long thing. No, everything tells a story. If you use certain colors, they give off a certain feeling, don't they? That feeling is telling you a story. That when you use a font in something, that you'll use a different font for a wedding invitation that you would in a comic book. Well, why is that? Because the font is telling you a story. It's giving you clues to that story. Even your environment. Look around you, like, is it telling you a story of your dream? Is there inspiration all around you? I'm surrounded by my books and my journals with sketches and ideas and different mementos of my adventures. You know what? It's telling me a story. Everything can communicate. I had a friend and he said that I want to be able to be a better filmmaker. And I said, if you want to be a better filmmaker, then start making stories on Instagram. And he said, oh, there's no way, that's only 15 seconds. I said, then you'll never be a great filmmaker. You have to be able to tell a story in seconds, in just a picture. And it takes time. You won't become a great storyteller just overnight. It takes time. But one of the principles for you to understand is that stories involve contrast. That's where drama comes from, is that there has to be good and evil. There has to be light and darkness. There has to be tension. The problem is that you and I live in a world that just values comfort over all of those things. Think of the stories that you love and that you fall in love with. It is the story of the underdog. It is the story of failing and not giving up. It is the story of against all odds. It is the story of something lost and being found. It is the story of a betrayal that becomes a rescue. You can tell that story each and every day only if you live outside your comfort zone. If I build my whole life around me being comfortable, what I'm really doing is I'm robbing myself to tell a great story. If you want to tell a great story, you have to live a great story. You have to try difficult things. You know, maybe what you need to do is you need to do something difficult, something that scares you. We hear all the time that we need to operate into our strengths. And you know what, I believe that is that there's so many things that I'm really, really bad at. But sometimes it builds character for me to do things that I'm not good at. So one of the things that we did is we all picked something in the family, and Logan, who again is this amazing, brilliant mind, said, I'm gonna do spring football. And it was miserable for him. And he hated it and it was really bad at it. But he attempted something tough because everything else, if it was just computers or math, it was too easy. That inspired me that I was gonna run a marathon. Why? Because that just seems really dumb for me to try to do. And I thought, oh, it's impossible. I don't think I could ever do that. And you know what? I did it. And the next year I did it a half and then a full back-to-back. And then the next year I did a 5K and a 10K and a half and a full. And it was insane, but it was difficult and I wasn't good at it. I came, I think, in last place. But you know what? Last place still lapped the guy that was sitting at home on the couch all day. I was on Facebook yesterday and my friend Carla, she's afraid of the ocean. She's afraid of sharks. She watched Jaws too many times. She was on the boat and she took a picture of her and she told how she was afraid of the sharks, and the shore was, I mean, it seemed like it was pretty far away. And she said she was gonna swim the shore with her friend. And she swam the shore with her friend. You know what she did? She just told an amazing story. In that 1 minute video of her iPhone, it was the idea of man versus nature, about getting over your fears, about being scared. And she posted later about how she really started to panic halfway through and she wanted to give up. But you know what? Nothing ever will replace that sense of accomplishment when she got to shore. There is no luxury, there is no comfort that will ever give you that feeling. We have a tradition in our house, is that when the kids get a certain age, we read the entire series of the Chronicles of Narnia, and it takes about 2 years to read the entire series with them. And one of my favorite parts in the entire series is where they were talking about Aslan. And so Aslan is the big lion and he represents God, and they ask him, is he safe? And they say, oh no, he's not safe, but he's good. You have to decide, do you want to be safe or do you want adventure? You see, the greatest story that ever existed is the story that's still stuck inside you. In order for you to tell that great story, you need to live a great story. And that great story begins with just one adventure. That adventure begins with just one step, but that step begins just outside your comfort zone, and your adventure begins right now.